Typhoon Bavi was on its way to Shanghai. The whole city was getting ready. Closing the windows was one of the first things everyone did. This is what everyday life in Shanghai looked like as the typhoon approached. But things didn't turn out quite the way I expected. I wanted to see how strong the wind was getting. The riverside is very open, so it's usually the best place to see how strong the wind is. Even with a typhoon on the way, the city didn't slow down. Delivery riders kept passing me one after another. They are almost silent, so they appear behind you before you even notice. Even after living here for so many years, I still get nervous. I was getting close to the riverside. It's usually full of runners, dog walkers, and people enjoying a coffee by the river. I wondered what it would look like today. This was the first real sign that the typhoon was getting close. The riverside was closed off. At first, I thought the white patches on the river were big fish. They weren't. They were waves. I'd never seen the river like this before. The sky turned an unusual shade of red. I thought the storm was almost here. The next morning, I went downstairs to see what the wind had left behind. The wind actually felt a little weaker. I found some sandbags had already been placed around the neighborhood, just in case. These flowers were planted by residents. A few taller plants had been blown over. The trees rustled in the wind. The cicadas kept singing. I rarely walk around here so early. Usually, I had already been at work. But this morning, everything felt strangely peaceful. It made you feel something is about to happen. I wasn't sure what the rest of the day would be like. Before the typhoon arrived, there was one thing I really wanted. My favorite shenjian. Through the window, I could see the kitchen already full of steam. Everyone was busy. I noticed they weighed every dumpling before cooking. I guess they wanted everyone to be the same size. Then they placed them into the pan one by one. I always add a little vinegar first. Bottom was crispy. The soup inside was still burning hot. For a moment, I completely forgot about the typhoon. After breakfast, it was time for my favorite part of the morning, a cup of coffee. There were a few fallen branches here and there. Sanitation workers were already clearing them away. By the time most people came outside, much of the work had already been done. This is my favorite coffee shop. It was opened by a few university students. During the pandemic, I came here a lot, not just for the coffee, but for the conversations. Some places quietly become part of your life. This is one of them. The storm still hadn't arrived. By noon, the typhoon still hadn't arrived. All I could do was wait.
It's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Typhoon didn't arrive yet. So I think I still have time to neighborhood jam. It's still windy.
Wow, it seemed like they never stopped all day. This is one of the more affordable gyms near my home. It costs about 2,280 yuan a year. How much does a gym membership cost where you live? There weren't many people today. Maybe it was because of the typhoon. Looking out the window, the wind didn't seem as strong anymore. She had just seen the news. The typhoon had changed course. Somehow, I felt a little disappointed. I had nothing planned for the afternoon, so I went downtown. Watching them play, it almost felt like the typhoon had never happened. This is Yongkang Road. Before the pandemic, it was one of the most popular streets for expats in Shanghai. The cafes, bars, and restaurants were always packed. Sometimes there were so many people that they spilled into the street. If you have been here before, I would love to hear your memories. Yongkang Road wasn't my final stop. I was heading to Wujiang Road. There was a place I really wanted to visit. It had just opened. It was a desert shop.
没有啊，这气风蛋糕。我现在拿这个。对了。
After going to the gym, I was deeply disappointed in myself. By evening, the city became as busy as usual. But the sky still reminded me the typhoon wasn't too far away. They kept clearing the branches away. The wind kept bringing down new ones. So, this was our 2 days in Shanghai, waiting for the typhoon. The end. The typhoon wasn't the most memorable part. What I remember most is how ordinary people simply kept living their everyday lives. I hope you enjoyed spending these 2 days with me. What part of everyday life in China would you like to see next? Let me know in the comments.